And we are live for another episode of Tats and Tarasques, Pirates of Aurora, or what may be a little bit different this week, as we just, I don't say, not just, but we have Cait and Katie, as unfortunately Timmy and Dylan couldn't make it this week. So we're going to have a little bit of a side adventure. And when we last left our heroes, they were making their way through the jungles of Verdant, seeking to bring their smuggled cargo to Talia's safe house in the interior. And after solving 3+1 riddles from Ulseed the Fae, they've continued their journey deeper into the jungle with their cargo of Rothe. But as you came across a weird shark-drider hybrid upstream a little bit from your party, a splash erupts from the water in front of you, and 3 of the Rothe run from the pack and begin stomping through the jungle. Pauly and Sorn work to get the remaining Rothe under control. Yama, Karu, you two share a look and bolt off into the deeper foliage to bring back the lost Rothe. What does that look like, Karu? Can you describe what it looks like as you go tearing off, feet flapping through the underbrush of this jungle island?
Looks like Zoidberg running off. It's like, but I actually think no, it would be very just like he'd just bolt off, he'd sprint. You'd probably notice that he's quite fast, with his two tentacles just flying behind him, Naruto style. Yeah. And he's just like looking at Yama. He's like, "I'll go this way, you go this way." Like they're just like parting, or I think, to get around them.
Excellent. And Yama, do you want to describe what does Yama's run style look like? Significantly lack of tentacles.
And also significantly lack of dexterity. So he's probably like fumbling for some of the rations from his pocket, which worked earlier for him. But he's clad in metal, so he's just like clunking along and is trying his best to keep up with the very fast Karu. So he's probably just like he's following Karu's direction because he's off in front, and he's just trying to keep up.
Yeah. And you go so while Karu is sort of parkouring up and over around fallen logs and rocks and small banks of sandbanks and things like that, Yama is kind of just plowing through any obstacle.
It's very Legolas Gimli, vibes I'm getting from this.
Accurate.
Yeah.
The dexterous squid and the immovable mountain
very apt.
Traipsing their way through the jungle here, following the sort of broken path of the 3 Rothe that had bolted through here. Can I get both of you to make an athletics check, please? Or I'll accept an acrobatics from you, Karu.
Excellent.
Oh, I thought I got... I thought I got that 7 out of the way before.
Nope.
So it's a 13 acrobatics and a 13 athletics. So look, at least you're on par with each other as you go storming through the jungle, making an incredible amount of noise, I imagine. What you don't seem to do though is catch up directly with the Rothe. What you do come across though is you keep running, and you run for so long that it feels like it's getting sort of late in the afternoon. It's almost becoming sort of twilight. You can kind of just see the first stars of night twinkle in the sky above, and eventually you make your way to or you emerge into a clearing. Following the trail here, and as you kind of look around, you see that there is no trail out of here. All that is here, though, is you sort of burst into a wide open clearing, somewhat unnaturally in this area, and you can kind of hear faint music off in the distance, sort of drawing you closer to it. As you start to look and see in this clearing is a small river that flows in front of you, and beyond it, what appear to be large tents set up, and the occasional burst of fireworks above that.
I think Karu turns to Yama and is like, "Hey, do you think this is that carnival we have tickets for?"
Yama like looks down at his hand where he's taken the tickets from Allseed and kind of does a double take, and I guess so.
Do you reckon we could, you and me, we could just have a little bit of fun since we're here already? Yeah, the other two won't mind, right? Pauly won't.
Well, they don't mind. Plus, we do have to find the other creatures.
Yeah, they could have gone into that tent. That's a good point. We should investigate all these tents to
We
make
definitely
sure.
cannot leave any stone unturned.
Must
friend.
inspect everything. Yes, I agree.
As you venture closer, you see incredible scenes of giant dragonflies whirring overhead within the bounds of the carnival. The dragonflies are trailing streamers behind them, and there's a low mist curling over the ground. Through a floral archway, you glimpse wondrous and vibrant creatures, elves on stilts walking around, waving at people, fairies dancing around, painted performers. Everywhere there is laughter, pixie dust, bubbles, and the wistful tune of a whistling calliope. Let us take you to the Witchlight.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, cool.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. Yama is definitely like making a beeline for that teapot.
So to begin with, you find yourself out the front here, ready to cross a bridge. What appears to be a stream that just so happens to ring around this entire carnival, as if it was placed there. And as you, from a bit of a distance, it actually looks just like a blue ribbon that's been left, or like a very large ribbon that's been left on the ground. It's only when you get closer that you notice it is a river, but it still looks a bit silky-like the water's not real. Despite it having a swan sort of swimming in it upstream a little bit. When you get closer and have a look, it seems to almost have a fabric-y texture look to it.
Karu definitely wants to touch it.
Yeah,
He's just like, what the hell is this water? This doesn't look like water.
You reach down and touch it, and it feels like water, but when you pull your hand away, it doesn't come away wet. It's sort of like it's almost like a silk. It sort of feels and flows around your hand like water, but when you pull it out, it's your hand's not damp at all.
I think Yama has to pull Karu away because he's just kind of he just keeps putting his hand in, almost like he's trying to grab it, because he's just like, this what? Yama, Yama, I wonder what it'd be like if you could make tea with this. Like, he's trying to grab it.
Yeah, and it just won't sit in your hand. Like, you try and cup it, but it just sort of it flows out even over your hand, as if there's like a silk ribbon with a weight on it, and it just pulls it back into its position.
Wow. I wonder what it'd be like to go swimming in it. Later.
Yeah, I think as you kind of start like leaning towards it, Yama like grabs you by your arm and kind of up to your feet and come, let's enter.
Okay. And he
Did you
gets
want to
his
see
ticket out.
more? Yeah.
Yeah. As you approach the front area, a silver statue of a dancing fairy is mounted on the roof of this ticket booth and surrounded by fluttering butterflies. The booth is decorated with an animated depiction of the night sky with shooting stars arcing across it. An elderly goblin perches behind the ticket counter, peering at you quizzically through a spyglass. He lowers the spyglass and calls out to you, "Greetings, fairgoers!" And this is the beautiful maps put together by Tessa. I've put a link in the description of this is the beautiful ticket booth that you've just entered into.
Oh,
And we've got our goblin friend here.
Ooh. Oh, a goblin, yay. Okay, Yama is totally going to greet him in goblin because he can.
Yeah.
Hello, brother. We have these tickets and we would like to enter.
And he says, what? What? And then, hold on. And he reaches down and pulls out like an ear horn and puts that in.
We want to enter. And he gestures to the ticket. My friend and I.
Oh, you want to enter? Of course. Yes, of course. Oh, yes, let's see those tickets. And you hand him the tickets. And he says, right. So, have you been here before to the Witchlight Carnival?
Nope.
Not at all.
Okay. Well, very important. These tickets here grant you entry, and he reaches down underneath the counter and pulls out two butterfly wings that have like little straps on them to put them on. And he hands those to you as well. He says, these tickets give you 8 rides. You can participate in 8 events, and you'll get 8. See the 8 spots. You get 8 punches. If you want to participate more, you'll have to come back and buy another ticket. What? Right. Now,
I love this guy.
while you're in the carnival, you'll be expected to wear the wings, or at least carry them. You just keep your wings on you and give them back when you leave. What?
Yes. I feel like maybe Yama and Karu are like sharing looks every time. And just go, yeah.
And like Yama is definitely like over exaggerating his nods, like yes.
What? Right. Now, no messing about. The carnival is open till dawn. We're only here for 8 hours. Okay? We're only here for 8 days. What?
What?
And I think Yama just punches Karu and is just like, yeah.
Yes.
Good sir, which is your favorite ride? Do you have any recommendations for us?
He says, no, I don't have a bride.
All right.
It's a shame. They're all missing out on you, mate.
What?
Exactly.
If you need another ticket, you come back here, okay? Now go have fun. There's a big event in the big top has an event in 4 hours and one just before dawn. We're going to crown the Witchlight Monarch. It could be you.
Yes.
Let's go.
All right. So the butterfly wings, are they like on a little backpack, like, or something? Like,
Yeah, so it's sort of like the little butterfly wings you give to kids. So it's just got a strap around for each to put your arms through. And you look around it, and lots of people are wearing them. Like, there's little kids, there's parents. There's 1 or 2 people who are kind of like holding them, like, oh, I don't want to be seen wearing these. But most people are really getting into it and wearing the butterfly wings.
I would say Karu struggles to put them on because tentacles do come out of his shoulders. So I think he really wants to wear them, and he just like can't. So he actually ends up like somehow strapping them on the back of his head, so they're kind of like out like this on the back of his head, because he just can't get them over the tentacles.
That's
And
brilliant.
Yama just slides them over his armor with like great dignity.
Yeah, dignity and then not dignity is what's happening right here.
Good, very good. All right. As you're walking through, so you can move yourselves into the park proper if you like. You're passing through the streets. Give me. Can I get one of you to roll a d8 for me, please?
You want to go for it, Katie?
Sure. Is it forward or backward slash? I can never remember.
It's the one next to shift if you're using a regular keyboard and not a Tim Cook keyboard or whatever.
Roll 1d8.
Oh.
1.
As you walk past some of the stalls in the main area, you see two girls in face paint. One's face painted up like a lion, and the other one's painted like a heart, like a deer, squabbling over a painted wooden crown that their mother must have won in a stall or something like that. And they're kind of arguing and squabbling over it.
I mean, like, are they standing at the front of a game or something? Is that what's happening?
Sure. Yeah. There's a bunch of small games. Their mum's just like not really paying attention, or is maybe getting some food nearby. It's just a bit of flavour for the area.
Yeah. I mean, Karu's like, nah. Yama, you want to go to that teapot? I know you want to go to that giant teapot.
I really want to go to the teapot.
Let's
do you think they serve tea there?
I think maybe not, but we should check.
I need to know.
I feel like this place is a place of not what you think.
Wise. Take us to that teapot.
All right. As you're making your way to the giant teapot, you see sort of large bubbles rising out of the spout, and as you're walking, you hear. Let me change the. You hear someone calling out, "Welcome to the Witchlight Show, home of all that's strange. We've been gone for 8 long years, and my, how things have changed. We've got marvelous magics from faraway lands. They beckon in a tongue each wayward heart understands. Welcome to the Witchlight Show. Step inside our tents. Once the fun's begun, you'll wonder where all the time went. Is this your first visit? Well, it's your lucky day. Adventure waits within, so come on and play." And there's a 12-foot tall walking tree garlanded in golden ribbons marching through the thoroughfare with lots of smaller sort of pixies and people with little wings and stuff like that. Emerald clouds swirl above the tree and rain down golden spinning sycamore seeds, and you see fairgoers trying to catch the seeds before they hit the ground. As the seeds gently fall, a chatty squirrel scampers along the boughs of the tree, handing dandelions to passers-by.
Wow. Yeah.
And he looks like this.
Oh, that's so cool.
Aww.
Oh, he's got the wings on.
Yep. All the staff are also wearing wings.
Oh, okay, cool.
Wait, they're all wearing wings, and we're wearing wings. Are we staff?
I think considering that we don't know what's going on here,
Yes.
lends me to know. I think so. He's the only staff in this area.
No, there's a bunch of others as well. So there's a bunch of other like people dressed as clowns. You see small pixies, halflings, all going around, all sort of following this parade. Handing out small little flowers and things like that.
I think if any come close to Yama, he's just going to be like, "Do you sell tea here?" A very serious look in his face.
as the little seeds fall around you, and so you see little children running and grabbing them, or trying to grab them. One of them says, head to the bubble pop tea pot is for all your tea required needs. Bring a riddle or a rhyme, and is not against it. To bring a riddle or a rhyme would not be considered a crime. And they kind of dance away. one of the kids, you see one of the kids grab one of the seeds and is like, yeah, and then like opens his hand. It's disappeared.
I think Karu probably then tries to go and grab some seeds too.
Okay. Give me a dexterity check.
Just a check. What? Is that? How do I do just a dex check?
You can give me a dex saving throw, I guess, if you. Well, it's just be a d20 plus your dexterity modifier in general.
God damn.
13. 13 is good. These things aren't falling too quickly. You catch a seed, and now I need you to roll a d8 for me, please.
Okay.
Okay.
An 8.
You gain. So you're so elated by catching the seed. You have actually gained a bardic inspiration. So you have a d8 that you can use to add to one ability check before the next dawn.
Amazing. I think
dope.
I think Kaoru like turns to the kid and he's just like, I was gonna give you the seed, but nope. And then he runs after Yum. He's like, Yum. You gotta try and catch a seed. Can't do it.
As you run up to Yama, Yama is sort of asking where to get tea, and the squirrel comes down from the boughs of the tree and reaches out to hand you a dandelion. Yama.
Me? Oh, I definitely take it.
Cool.
Yama just kind of gently reaches out his hand for the dandelion.
Yeah, the squirrel kind of reaches out, hands it to you, and the squirrel says, blow on it, make a wish.
Well, thank you, friend. And he turns to blow on it.
Cool. Can you write down what that wish is that Yama makes when he blows on the dandelion, and can you send that to me privately?
Right now?
Before the end of the session.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But you've just had Karu come up to you and tell you to catch a sycamore seed. So sycamore seeds, I think, are those kind of like float. They've got like almost like a little propeller, so they kind of float down and twist in the wind and gently fall to the earth.
Oh yeah, he's definitely going to give it a go. Is that a dex check? Did you say?
Yes, yeah.
All right, it's not very dexterous, but he'll try. 13.
Same as me.
Yeah, same as you and Karu are just on par today.
Yeah.
You
I'm
also
feeling it.
after a couple of attempts, catch one of these seeds as the parade kind of goes past. I need you to roll a d8 for me as well, please.
A d8. Roll, please. Oh, a 7. Me and the 7s today.
Okay. The seed turns into a gold piece.
Ooh. He flicks it to the child who he saw was talking with Karu before. I don't know if the child catches it. Maybe he flicks him in the head.
The kid is. You see the kid, trying to catch his own seeds, and you kind of get his attention and flick the coin at him, and he sort of catches it with both hands. He's like, "Whoa, thanks, Mister," and like runs away to go show his mum the coin.
Cool. So Karu, I heard that there is actually tea for sale here. Would you like to come?
Of course. Let's go.
So I guess we're going to the bubble pot teapot.
Okay.
Tongue twister.
As you can imagine, there's lots of locations here, so I just need to find it.
Shit.
You're all murdered. No. Teapot.
Get stepped on by the tree.
Yeah.
Some people pay extra for that. Here we go. 20-foot tall teapot rests on a wooden platform, its painted surface whirling with moving imagery of flying dragons breathing streams of bubbles. A door at the base of the teapot allows entry to its interior. Those who enter emerge from the spout enclosed in a bubble that detaches to float off across the carnival. 7 goblins sit around the platform, sipping tea from mismatched porcelain cups.
That looks awesome.
One of the goblins looks up at you. He's wearing bright yellow butterfly wings, and has a string of teaspoons on his belt. 7 more goblins seem to sit and chatter around the giant teapot while sipping tea. The one with the yellow wings gestures to a sign on his table that reads, "The word that you intend to say, try saying it a different way." And he says, "Are you looking to have a go at the old toil and trouble?"
Yes, sir.
All right, well, just make your way on into to the gnarly tree knot, and you'll be up in the sky in no time. It does cost 1 bramble thicket, though. I have to give it a bit of a punch.
Oh, our ticket thing that we got. I did want to ask as to the tea that you're drinking there. Might you be interested in a trade? And he just pulls up his like homebrew tea baggie.
He says, don't reach into your old stitched rag. The tea is for anyone who can speak our language, if you know what I mean.
Karu, do you know any riddles? I'm a very straightforward man.
Yeah, it's not really my strong suit. You saw how hard I struggled with those ones the other day.
Me as well.
So we've got to talk like we're not saying what
we want to say.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So you want tea.
Yes.
How do we... It's not as simple as saying we don't want their tea. It's not like that, is it? It's not.
Are you asking me or each other here?
No, this Karu is still talking.
Yeah, I think this
is Karu's suggestion of like,
Yeah.
You just say you don't want the tea. That'll do. That works, right? You're not saying what you want.
But it says to say it in another way. Do you think I could just tell him the letter of the alphabet that I require?
I mean, you could try that.
This tea's not going to cost you bees and honey. Come on, you're not a bunch of basin of gravies. You can do it.
That laughter is in character.
Yama just goes very seriously. Sir, I require the 20th letter of the alphabet. So straightforward.
The goblin kind of shakes his head and says, that's not going to pass the fisherman's daughter. We're trying to have a... there's got to be a bit of give and take.
Okay. Karu's like deep in thought and just like...
I'm imagining his tentacles mess up.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. His tentacles have just come out and he's squatted down. So he's fully at their level. He's just like, all right.
Serious business.
Do you want a cup with satin and silk? Or perhaps perhaps a bit of the old I lost it.
No.
Perhaps a bit of the old borrow and beg on the side.
I can't help but feel like just going into Australian slang here and just being like, look, we didn't come here to fuck spiders.
We're just here for a cuppa, mate.
We didn't come here to fuck spiders. This ain't no sausage in a blanket picnic.
So have you come here for a tumble down the sink?
I mean, Well,
we wouldn't say no.
that goes second to our first, port of call. Bit of hot water and some leaf juice could go a long way.
He turns over in his mind. He says, "Not here to fuck spiders." Wow, isn't that a weeping whale?
Look, it's fish and chip words. I know that, but it's as good as I can give you.
He kind of nods and says, "I've never heard that rhyming slang before. I'm gonna have to share that one with the boys over a pimple and blotch." And hands you a small bag of scatterleaf tea. It says in little letters, scatterleaf tea. And he says, "Have a lovely time. Of course, you're still welcome to head on into the old gnarly tree knot and get up in the toil and trouble."
I think Karu kind of excitedly turns and gives the bag of tea to Yama, like, "Hey, take it. And he's like, "Yeah, yes. Next, I don't know." He just turns away. And he says to Yama, like, "That's all I had. I don't even know what I just said."
I think Yama is just holding this tea, and he's just chuffed, so chuffed because he has no idea what just happened.
So I'm gonna put it in the Foundry chat here. This is a pouch of scatterleaf tea. Oops, sorry, we'll put it over there. Why don't we go over there?
Oh, the treant said it.
Yeah.
From the other side of the carnival.
That's right.
This out.
I've broken the immersion. I'm so sorry. So scatterleaf tea. As an action, a creature may scatter these tea leaves on the ground in a 5-foot radius, duplicating the effect of a protection from evil and good spell that lasts for 10 minutes. To gain the spell's protection, a creature must stand in the circle of tea leaves. In addition, a hot cup of delicious tea magically appears in the protected creature's hands, and a pouch contains enough leaves for one use.
That's amazing. That's so cool.
So Karu is now looking at the ride because he believes that they were talking about you could get and ride in one of those bubbles. Is that what he was talking? Is that what the guy was talking about?
If that's what you assume.
That's what I
assume. And so Karu points and he's like, "So a whirl in the old toil and trouble?" And he holds his ticket to be punched.
Yeah. So the goblin, Treacle-wise, he comes in and punches your ticket. He's got a little hole punch, punches your ticket, and sort of gestures for you to jump into the teapot.
Cool.
Through a little door in the side.
I do exactly that.
All right. So you queue up, you get in, and there's sort of a big. You sort of stand on a platform, and a bubble encloses around you, and then you're sort of boiled up through the spout up into the sky, and you sort of start floating around. Give me an acrobatics check.
Sure. 18.
All right. So with this, you're pretty familiar with underwater. You're almost like swimming in this thing, and you find that you're actually able to control it and sort of direct it where you want to go.
Amazing. How high up do I get?
I think you probably get a good. It sort of bobs up and down, but you're probably a good 50 feet up for a while, and then over the course of a minute, you start to sort of come down. So you can kind of choose to come down anywhere effectively.
Yeah, what do I, being that high up, what do I see across the carnival? Is there anything, I don't know. I think Karu is really interested in, seeing, a performance show, people being, like parkour. He's looking for that kind of stuff. What does he see, I guess, when he's, up in the air?
Sure, give me a perception check.
I do want to say that Yama joined Karu in a bubble after him or them, but he looks terrified. So he's just following along, but he's like not enjoying this.
With a 7 in perception, you don't see anything specific. You do see a bunch of people, getting on like carousel rides. There seems to be some kind of like competition happening up at the feasting orchard. You see, whilst there isn't, you can't really see obviously into the big top right now, but you can see as you float up high, you can see that there's people dressed and sort of practicing in the staff area behind it. Including you spot 2 figures. The 7, you don't get a lot of detail, but you see a figure in sort of motley and a figure wearing a top hat and a coat that seem to be sort of standing around with a bunch of other, staff or performers getting ready. There is a guy who it looks a bit like a tiefling, and you see small bursts of fire. He seems to be alternating between juggling fire sticks and breathing fire. Perhaps getting ready for a show later today.
Yeah, cool. I guess Karu turns to and sees Yama sort of just like flailing behind him. He's like, I think we can just like kind of land anywhere. Is there anywhere you want to go? Anywhere you like the look of?
I'm following you.
Can Yama give me an acrobatics check and a perception check as well, please?
Okay. Acrobatics. Perception, young. Oh god, yeah. I love that the acrobatics was a 1 because that's 100% how he's feeling.
Yeah. So you turn back to look at Yama and are like, "Hey, we can kind of land anyway." You can see that Yama is not in control of their bubble at all, and is just kind of flailing around inside,
just like turning over himself.
But getting a great view of the carnival, you spot. Over near the lost property area, there is a... you can kind of see what looks like some sort of panther with giant butterfly wings sitting near the lost property thing. You can also see people coming in and out of the Hall of Illusions. People are getting ready around the snail racing to watch a snail race. What else? You see there's people who are... jumping on the dragonflies and actually sort of taking them for little rides around the park itself. Yeah. So you certainly see all of that. Let me trying to see if there's anything nearby. You also spot near the carousel. Even though it's a bit far away, you spot what appears to be a sort of like a centaur, cool. But with butterfly wings. I mean, everyone has butterfly wings, but I will keep mentioning
it. We appreciate it. He's just trying to do his best. I imagine he has no control in the bubble. Maybe he starts yelling like, "Karu, can we just get me out of here?" as he's like flying.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, can Karu, like, we can't get out of the bubble at all? Because Karu's thinking he might try and get his tentacle to just, like, latch onto Yama's bubble. Or even, like, even if he could get through and actually, like, grab Yama's arm to, like, stop him from spinning.
Sure.
And then lead him down.
I think with that acrobatics, you can kind of reach out and grab Yama and redirect down somewhere you where are you attempting to land? Where would you like to go next? There are carnival games you spot on the way down. There's sort of people, doing the ring toss and other things as well. There is the snail racing, the mystery mine, venture into the mine.
I think he will, like any good theme park goer, you try to get as many things done in one area before you move to the next. So I think he will probably land us down in front of the like snail racing / Hall of Illusions area. So like this kind of area of the park. Cool. There we go. I can ping. Oh wow. When? So yeah, I'll just with my tentacle on Yama's wrist, just lead our bubbles to that spot.
Perfect. So you head down to and as you get closer, you see that the grandstands next to the race course are filled with cheering fairgoers. They're ringing bells, swinging rattles, waving flags, and on the starting line there are 8 giant snails, and they're just having their shells scrubbed by pixies. Above the circular course, a wooden gantry hangs from the branches of a central tree where 2 goblins are officiating the proceedings. As you get closer to the stall of the Hall of Illusions, you float over Pixie Kingdom, and you see a copse of oak trees sheltering a miniaturized fairground. And at its heart, a hamster runs inside a tiny Ferris wheel encircled by minuscule wagons and candy stalls. A pixie sits cross-legged in the hollow of a tree at the entrance to that realm. And where's the other one? Oops. And then, the Hall of Illusions, there is a glass cabinet next to the entrance of this tent. And as you kind of land, there's a pop as the bubbles pop and you're safely alighted onto the ground. There is a wooden mannequin of a grinning, raven-haired young woman in witch's attire and a green flowing cape hovering inside a glass cabinet. At the top of the cabinet, a sign reads, Tasha the Wizard, known for her hideous laughter, and a halfling couple holds hands as they approach the glass cabinet. One of the halflings is wearing butterfly face paint. As he drops to one knee and pulls a small box from his pocket, his sweetheart bursts into laughter and begins rolling on the ground. The halfling in face paint begins sobbing and darts into the nearby tent without getting his ticket punched.
Oh, seems sad. I kind of like the look of the Hall of Illusions, Yama. Also, are you okay? I don't think you enjoyed that ride.
I think, like, as the bubble lands and pops or whatever, and he just maybe, like, goes onto all four, and it's really, like, one of those people that's so close to kissing the earth. Yeah, that was new for me, and nope. Nope. I'm a landman.
It felt oddly similar to swimming in the ocean for me. Just completely different scenery. Very cool.
I'm glad you had fun. I'm up for illusions. I do not mind.
All right, let's try
Yeah, at least my feet are on the ground.
Let's try the Hall of Illusions then.
Excellent.
Oh yeah.
Let me just find it here. Cool. All right, so as this large tent is painted with a mural of shifting images that show grinning fairies diving into pools of colour, the helical stripes of the tent's pointed canopies rotate in spirals, and the whole display seems designed to befuddle onlookers. A clown dressed in muted garb stands at the tent's entrance, blinking at you. And he looks like this.
Karu holds out his ticket to the clown.
Yep, he kind of nods and mimes like taking it from you. Oh, well, he does take it from you, but he does it in sort of exaggerated, over the top kind of way, and sort of punches. Pretends to punch it with something like there's nothing in his hand, but as he pretends to punch it, a small punch like spot appears in the ticket, and he gestures into the Hall of Illusions.
Yama does the same. Follows along.
As you enter, there are sort of tall mirrors lining the interior walls of the tent. And as you walk past, the mirrors reflect you. At the beginning, reflect you of what you look like in your youth. So it's actually probably quite different for you, Karu. It doesn't just take years off you like it does Yama. You can see yourself as a young Karu. Do you want to describe to us what a young Karu looks like?
Yeah, do I see it as well?
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So a young Karu, he has a full head of hair. It's shorter. There's no, like, white streak through it. He has no fishiness to him. There's no tentacles. There's no his eyes are fairly normal. He kind of just looks like a elf, like a half elf with, like, his skin has still got a bluishness to it, but it's not that, like, translucent, fishy bluiness to him. And he just looks like a young, scrappy kid. And he's very taken aback by that. And no tattoo either.
I think Yama is too, seeing what's happened to his own face, and he just kind of looks over at you, raises an eyebrow, and do you mind if I ask what happened?
I think Karu kind of, like, doesn't stop looking at himself, and he goes, and he's just like, you know, so you make decisions, and sometimes they turn you into a monster.
I definitely would not say that you are a monster, my friend, but do you regret your decisions?
Looking at him, and he gestures to his younger self, he goes, a little bit.
Well, I would not have you any other way, and he just slaps you on the back. Maybe high-fives a tentacle or something.
I think it shakes Karu out a bit, and he actually, like, then turns to check out what Yama looked like when Yama was younger.
Yeah, do you want to describe me a young boy hobgoblin, Cait?
Yeah, I think he is just a lot less scarred, but very, like, maybe he's, like, more wiry and less filled out than he is now, but still very, like, ripped and muscly, and yeah, he worked hard for his physique and stuff, so maybe he just looks a bit less calm. Maybe the expression has changed a little bit, and he's a bit more, like, ambitious and stuff as well.
And as you walk deeper into the tent, each mirror seems to sort of add a couple of years, right? You're growing steadily older until you get about halfway, and you know one of the mirrors kind of looks almost like you, like it's like pretty damn close. And then as you walk even further, past a couple more mirrors, you start to see yourselves age.
Ooh. Like older than we are now.
Yes.
Wow.
That's wild.
And sort of
cool.
So you start to look a bit older. The beard starts to get a bit more grey. Karu, you don't, I guess, age as much, but I guess maybe the monstrous parts of you perhaps seem to become a little bit more monstrous. The skin on the tentacle seems to be a bit more crusted and like carapace-like, perhaps. Leaning towards that barnacled kind of look, but your regular sort of elvish features kind of remain the same. Maybe just becoming a little bit more thinner and more gaunt.
Is there ever a time where my other form comes in one of the mirrors?
As in, what do you mean?
What is it called? The thing that I did in our session.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The solo thing.
No.
Okay.
You don't see that, but there is sort of a distinct, a couple of mirrors back from what you look like now. There's definitely a change all of a sudden, right? From young sea elf Karu to what we have now.
Yeah, cool. He's just like, I think he's checking out like his older self. He's like fascinated by like what he's going to turn into.
Mm-hmm.
And Yama is looking for his death. I don't know how to say it any other way. He's looking for like maybe a moment in the mirrors where he's not there anymore. Or is there anything like that?
Give me a perception check.
Okay. See, yep, come on. Oh yes, 24.
So whilst you're like running around the sort of mirror maze looking for, there's not a lot of rhyme and reason. Like it's always, older. It's like you kind of get stopped and turned around a couple of times. You don't find any where you're not in them, but what you do find is that halfling that had run in here. And he's looking in the mirror. Oh, he's looking in one of the mirrors. And he's looking at it worriedly. And instead of seeing himself, you think, oh yeah, this must be like the mirror that has, where I'm going. You see that there's actually a little girl in a pig mask looking back at him. And she kind of leans off frame and pulls in a youthful version of the halfling and starts whispering in the reflection's ear. As soon as... Oh, what do you do?
He just maybe slows and watches. That's very curious.
As you slow and you kind of approach, she sees you. She turns and walks out of frame.
Oh,
and all that's left is the young version of the halfling. And as you get closer, you see a younger version of yourself.
Did you know her, the figure in the mirror?
He kind of looks at you, startled, and said, "No, she just asked if I had any regrets." And said that if
heard her.
Yeah. She whispered to me. I could see her whispering to me, and I could hear it. But then you were there.
Oh, as if she was next to you.
Yeah.
Does it feel like something from your past or something that's just happened?
She looked like the middle figure in this picture.
Ooh, I hate
it. No, that's what I imagined, and I hate it even more than now it's been confirmed.
Yeah.
He says... Oh, sorry, what was your question, Yama?
Oh, is it like a memory, or is it something that you just heard?
No, I've never seen her before. She said if there's anything I regret, she knows someone who could help. I just had to follow her.
And will you go and seek them out?
I don't know. You scared her away.
Before she could tell you where.
Yeah.
I apologize.
He looks down at the ring that he had in his hand, and kind of looks a bit forlornly towards the mirror, and he puts the ring back in his pocket, and just gives a, oh, okay.
I apologize, friend, and Yama just puts his hand on his shoulder and then maybe continues past. Maybe like a little glance over his shoulder to see if the girl does come back.
She doesn't seem to be coming back after a minute or two.
Okay, he moves on, but he keeps an eye on the man, I think.
Yeah. The halfling, he starts walking too, but he's certainly like looking in the mirrors. It looks like, maybe trying to find something.
Maybe Yama will circle back and find Karu and just... Karu, I just saw the strangest thing. I'm not sure if it was an illusion.
What? Stranger than seeing our younger and older selves?
Yes, a figure walked into that man's reflection as he looked upon his younger self. And I feel uneasy about it.
In fact, I don't know why I'm not using the incredible things I've been given.
You guys hear Katsu purring?
Only a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it's cute.
As long as it's not too loud. 'Cause it's very loud for me.
I love it.
So this is you inside the Hall of Mirrors.
Oh, okay, it's a bit wild. Bit hard to move.
Oh wait,
Ooh.
no, Yama, where'd you go?
Oh no!
All right, I'm here.
This is the next puzzle. Can you find your way out of the Hall of Mirrors?
Can't even fucking move. There we go.
Yeah, it's. Oh no, this is a dead end. I'm
Okay, not this way.
sorry.
Okay, that's all right. Let's go this way.
So what kind of conversation are Karu and Yama having as they wander around
I think
inside the Hall
Yama
of
might
Illusions?
possibly be talking about how blind and useless he feels in this maze of mirrors, and he is sick of looking at himself. And he's very curious about the missing, the girl with the pig mask. So maybe he's describing her to Karu, the girl that he saw.
Yeah, I think Karu is just like, anytime he catches like a young version of himself, he like, oops, no, back down. He actually like stops and he truly hesitates every time he like sees that, and he's just like, but he's also like really curious about this girl apparently, so he's just like sort of keeping an eye on her, and he's probably asking like Yama, why did Yama feel uneasy about that girl? What was it about her that... Was it just the fact that she was not part of that guy's memory?
Yeah, it was an eerie appearance, and she asked about his regrets. And I don't know, it did not seem in the spirit of festivity. The question that she asked him, he looked very brought down by it, and I would like to see if that he makes it out okay.
Well, did we see him at all while we were walking around?
Did we? Does he come out?
Give me another perception check.
Oh, okay.
Can I use my smell to see if I can smell him through the walls?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yay, 22. Oh my god, double
2
11s.
12.
So Karu, you're trying to smell, like, there are so many outrageous smells in this place. You're even getting like, you know, obviously there's this sort of jungly forest smells. You're smelling pixie dust on the air, the cotton candy, saltwater taffy, treacle, like all the different flavors. Maybe a little bit overwhelming for the old schnoz. But you head back in, Yama, or at least you're keeping an eye out and sort of a listen out. And you do hear the halfling talking to someone.
Oh,
and
as we're leaving.
Yeah, or round a corner just before you leave, perhaps. And as you turn the corner, you see him speak. You see him speaking to a mirror, but from the angle you arrive at, you don't see who he's talking to.
Can we just pause and listen? Has he noticed us yet?
Mm-hmm. No, he seems pretty ingrained in it. Yeah. And he actually starts to step towards the mirror.
Oh, Yama's just gonna like make a quick glance at Karu and then move towards the man.
Okay.
I feel like Karu will try and grapple him.
Yeah, as you're watching and you start getting a little bit closer to kind of see his reflection, and you see, this is when you see the woman, the girl in the pig mask. You see her hold out her hand, and he holds up his hand. The youthful version of himself goes to grasp the reflection goes to grasp her hand.
Yeah.
No, I want to grab him also. No.
Okay. Give me a grapple check from each of you.
Ooh,
Or whatever you would use for the grapple.
I was like, can I use my appendages?
Sure, always.
Okay, I'll
Is
do
mine
an
just gonna-
attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna do like a strike.
Yeah.
I'm just maybe even shove him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you grab him and pull him away, and he's like, and sort of, he's trying to not. Oh, he's a halfling. He's half your size, so he definitely can't fight against this. With both of you grabbing him, and he says, no, she was gonna take me to someone who could undo the mistakes I've made. I could have a different life. Let me go.
Yama's just gonna shake him.
I just embarrassed myself in front of the entire carnival.
What do you mean? What happened?
Yeah, if you couldn't have been the entire carnival, we didn't see what you were talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
I went to propose. I went to give this ring to my girlfriend, and she laughed at me in front of everybody.
Doesn't sound like a very nice person then.
Yeah, are you sure you want to be attached to her for life?
He says, but Ween is I thought she was the one. She's always so nice. I thought she'd want us, go that next step.
And how long have you two been going?
It's been we've been going steady for sort of 4 or 5 years now. We've been talking about, what we're going to do in our future, and she just laughed at me. I just didn't know what to do, and I thought maybe the lady in the pig mask said that she knew someone who could maybe undo what I've wasted the last 5 years of my life.
I think Karu kneels, squats down so that he's looking the halfling in the eye, and he's like, "You're gonna undo 5 years for one thing? We're in a carnival run by Fae. Don't you think that things that happen here might not be as they seem? Have you spoken to the girl since this happened?"
Well, no, she laughed at me and I ran in here.
Yeah, but this place is weird. We just rode a bubble into the sky. We just went into a hall that showed us our younger and older selves. And you're going to trust a girl that's wearing a pig mask?
Yeah, don't throw your life away.
Why don't you go and talk to the girl instead? Look, man, I'm sure you're hurt, but don't do that. That seems way too rash. And that's coming from me, man. I've been rash in my life.
I would definitely
show him the tattoos.
Away
yeah, I'm just and he just looks and he's he just sees just clear mutations and tattoos and just and he's just oh.
He's like, oh, okay, yeah, well, let's go find her. I'm Ruben, by the way.
I'm Karu.
And I'm Yama.
Nice to meet you. And he follows you out of the Hall of Illusions. And out there is his halfling sweetheart, Ween Sundapple. And she's she's been calling out for him for the last sort of 5 minutes. It looks like she's looking rather fretful. And as soon as she sees Reuben, she says, "Reuben, oh my god!" and kind of runs up to him and throws her arms around him, and says, "I'm so sorry. I have no idea what came over me. That wasn't me. Of course, yes, of course, I'll marry you." And you know, she's crying, he's crying. You're standing there awkwardly as these two people half your height, sort of in each other's arms, both crying. And he pulls out the ring, and does it, you know, and puts it on her finger, and they embrace, and then he looks up at you, Karu, and Yama, and just sort of wipes away some tears. He's like, "Thank you, Karu. I will always remember. You know, you were there for me, and yeah. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Girls in pig masks." And they wander off together.
Karu puts a tentacle up for Yama to high five.
Yeah, Yama, without looking, he's just watching the couple.
Yeah.
Dream team.
I wonder why she started laughing. That's wild. This place is wild. But pig mask girl. That seems like an anomaly. I feel like
Well,
it's
it
an
was
anomaly.
definitely unsettling and did not seem as cheerful as the rest of the event.
It kind of makes me want to look at kind of makes me want to see if there are anything else around here that's like not quite right. Like,
I'm
wonder if
definitely curious.
I wonder if the mystery mine has any mysteries in it, because it's in the name.
We do need to uncover their secrets, because I cannot leave here in good conscience, not knowing what's going on. I need answers.
Yes, got to find out if it's part of the carnival or if it's like they've been infiltrated by others. You know, like maybe they are carnival staff. Was she wearing wings?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Was she wearing wings?
They're wearing the wings, like the guest wing. Oh wait, the pig mask.
The pig girl.
Woman?
Yeah.
No.
Ooh.
I don't believe she was.
The mystery deepens.
No, she wasn't. She was sort of barefoot, carrying a giant lollipop, had kind of bluish grey skin, and was wearing sort of a young girl house, just sort of a peasant kind of outfit, you know, like the almost like a dress with like the apron built in on the front.
Excellent.
Well, to be honest, Karu, I have a lot of regrets and things that I would change about my life, and I am sad to say that I am a little bit tempted and curious about what she may have revealed to that man.
You have regrets. Why would you have regrets, Yama?
Oh, I have many, many regrets. Did you just call me young? He strokes his beard like. Yes, I have made many mistakes in my life, and I do think there may be some that I would change or take back if given the option.
You know, like, I can't lie. If she had come up to me at the right time, yeah.
It's a very tempting offer, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know if I even really like where I am right now in my life. Like, I love hanging with you guys. You guys are a great crew, and I have a lot of fun. But there are a lot of holes in my life. Like, there are a lot of holes in what I think has happened.
Oh, like in your memory as well.
Yeah. And never come out of them in a good place. And I don't know what it means. And maybe it's something...
like you're missing time?
Kinda, yeah. Like,
has this happened recently?
Well, you know when we first landed at the port? I can't remember where it was.
I do remember you disappearing.
Yeah, and you guys, we said we went in different lines because like I already had papers and you didn't. I don't remember what happened after that. I remember being on a boat that wasn't Pauly's boat.
I did think that you were partying with Captain Pauly.
Nah, I was on a boat like a couple away, and I like was eating food and like and I overheard them talking about this like cargo ship in Felky or somewhere, and then I was like, "Fuck, this is the wrong boat." And then I heard Pauly like in the distance. I was like, "Oh shit, that's my boat!" And I just like left. But as I was swimming away, I was like, and like I was on like a boat with like reasonable kind of level military. And I was like, oh, yeah, I don't know what was going on. Like, I think I should know, you know?
Yeah, to talk your way onto a ship full of military men as a pirate.
They didn't seem unbothered by me beyond just being bothered that it's me. If that makes sense.
So you were not a stowaway, you were not there illegally, but you are still unsure how you got there.
I think that they knew I was. I think like I had a place there.
Oh,
on that ship.
Did you catch any of their names?
Yeah, but I don't really remember names. I'm not very good at that. I just caught what they were talking about with the ship, the Felky thing. That's all I call. I kind of just went, oh shit, I'm on the wrong boat, and just left. But now that I think about it, when I left, they didn't seem like, oh shit, who are you? They just kind of like, it was almost like that's what they expected me to do, or they weren't bothered by it. So I was like, do they know me? Why don't I know them? Yeah.
It does sound like they knew you. And at least knew your character some for that to be acceptable behavior.
Yeah, right?
I am very curious, and I would like to get to the bottom of this with you. At least my past regrets, I remember them. And I made them consciously. Yeah. Well, perhaps we will find some answers here for you and me both.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, you just got really big.
So I was just making your tokens bigger so you can see them while zoomed out.
Damn.
Karu squashes everything.
Yeah, it's like rampaging through.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were heading towards the mystery mine because we're looking for a mystery.
I will say, if we walk past anybody that's like working at the carnival, Karu asks how long until the show in the big top.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you pass by one of the Witchlight hands. There's a small pixie with. They've got their own wings. And they're kind of floating by, and they say, "Oh, the big top extravaganza," as and he kind of looks up at the twilight night, and says, "In sort of 3 hours." We only opened up about an hour ago.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we don't miss it. Also, do you encourage audience participation in any of the like stunts?
Well, there is. Well, we do it at the end of just before dawn. There is a coronation of the Witchlight monarch. So that's kind of a big participation element. But we do also, at the Big Top Extravaganza, after we've put on our show, the ringmaster, Mr. Light, he'll ask if anyone from the crowd wants to perform. And if
awesome.
So there is, you can jump in there if you've got a special skill that you think you have.
I don't know if it's a special skill. I just want to try it.
If you impress Mr. Light, you could maybe go have you get a meeting with Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. I know they're always looking for new acts.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you. What was your name?
God damn it.
David.
Paul, number 2.
Yeah. My name's Ensley.
Thank you, Ensley.
No problem. I hope you're having a great Witchlight Carnival.
I think Karu leans into Yama's like, do we tell them the pig person, or do we figure that out first?
One moment. Sir, what happens if we do not wear the wings?
Well, I mean, you've worn them for a fair bit already. Like, that's probably fine. We kind of encourage everyone to do it, though. It makes it, adds a bit to that Fae quality. Makes everyone kind of feel a bit special, like they're deep in the Fae. We're all fairies together. If you don't, that's fine. We're not going to force you to wear the wings if you don't want to. It does just lower the mood a little bit, though, doesn't it?
Can anyone get in without the wings? You said that we've worn them for a little while. Does that mean, is there some kind of enchantment or something on the wings?
No, but I mean, you get to take those wings. You can take those wings home. They're kind of like and everyone gets given some when they arrive. Not many people throw them out. It's a fun little thing. Like, it's a little souvenir to take home, from the carnival. So I don't know why people would not wear them. You know what I mean? Or at least carry them with them.
All right. Thank you very much. You've been very helpful, Ensley.
No problem. I just want to make sure you're having a great time.
Oh, yeah. Great.
Yes. All right.
Cool.
That's a big...
as he says, yep, no problem. I mean, yeah, you don't have to... there's no rules at the carnival, though, of course, politeness goes a long way. Joining in with the games, laughing at jokes, singing, all that kind of stuff is really good. We don't like grumpy people, or anything. So, but, it is what it is. There's no hard and fast rule for these things. And he says, hope you have a great time. Maybe I'll see you at the big top. See you on the big stage.
You definitely will.
Yeah,
you definitely will.
See that you're that. Woo.
And we head off to the mystery mine.
Okay.
Yeah. It looks like some kind of roller coaster, and I'm into it.
Yes, but it looks like Wario's gold mine.
Yes.
Immediately getting that vibe.
Also, I hope that you two are keeping track of your tickets punched, because I'm not.
We've gone two so far.
Yeah, just two so far. Yeah. It's just because you can buy another ticket. You were told you can buy a second ticket if you need to. It's just, you got to pay for it.
And we didn't ask how much it was.
Yeah, Karu has no money.
Yama also has no money. So
Yama gave away his 1 gold piece that he got.
Yes. That might have been the cost of a new ticket, damn it.
All right.
That's so Yama, though, to not be keeping track of any of that.
All right,
yeah, money doesn't mean much to Karu. Sorry, Dan.
That's right. You head over to the mystery mine. All right. As you get over there, there's sort of a cardboard, or there's a big stage with a track going around it, and there's mine carts laden with fairgoers trundling into an opening carved like a dragon's mouth. The carts reappear moments later on the far side of the attraction, with passengers expressing a mixture of bewilderment, fear, and excitement. Let us go in.
That's great.
Oh, wow.
I'm so excited.
I
like the face on the car. Just say it.
Again, this is Tessa's 80 maps for the Wild Beyond the Witchlight that are available on DM's Guild. Thank you very much for giving us these maps for free so that we could play this excellent game with all of you. Near the entrance, a male dwarf dressed like a wizard shouts, "Unlock the mysteries of your mind in the mystery mine!" And he has bushy eyebrows, and he's wearing a pointed hat, and he holds a large clockwork contraption shaped like a giant eye.
Dope. Karu eagerly gives his ticket to be punched.
Yep. Punches your ticket.
Yama jumps on straight after, yes.
Yeah, cool. So you both get your ticket punched. The dwarf beckons you towards the all-seeing eye contraption, and he says, look deep within the all-seeing eye. Just like before he lets you onto the ride, kind of thing. And I need you to send to me what your character, a creature that your character fears.
Oh.
Oh, wow. I haven't really thought of that.
Yeah.
Creature. Okay.
And Yama choose the sky.
The sky? Okay, yeah.
His new fear.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it doesn't have to be a creature.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. So you jump in the cart. There's sort of a bunch of people in each cart. Each sort of track of carts can hold 8. You and Karu and Yama, you get a cart to yourselves. Are you at the front? Are you at the back? Are you in the middle? Like, where do you want to be?
We're at the front. Karu,
Yeah.
Fucking jumped into the front.
Yeah,
We
cool.
waited for the car where we would be number 1 spot.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah, we did that thing where you stand to the side until there's a spot at the front to go in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We pushed some little kids out of the way to go.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, what's that over there? So you jump in the cart. Everyone gets in. You know, chunk. The safety rail kind of locks you in the cart itself, and you look around. Like, you can see the whole track apart from the bit that goes inside the dragon's mouth. It's just a flat track that goes around. And so, you know, you start getting a bit of speed up. And then as you enter into the dragon's mouth, boom, you start dropping massively. And you start plummeting down. And you hear the screams behind you. Ah! What are you two doing?
Tentacles up in the air, arms up in the air, screaming with absolute joy.
Yeah.
Is Karu.
I think Yama is copying Karu, but he's not screaming for joy, but he's not fearful, but he's just like, I don't know what to do in this situation. Woo.
You're falling through what looks like the earth. You're falling through a tunnel, and then there's sort of light at the end of the tunnel below you as you're rocketing down. Just, and you can hear the sound of the minecart wheels on the track. You burst out into the light. You're blinded momentarily. You're all of a sudden not on track. The cart is just falling through the sky towards the ocean.
Whoa.
For the next minute or two, just like you're just falling, almost like free falling. You look back and you can see, you know, the other carts trailing behind you off any kind of rail. Everyone else is kind of holding each other and screaming. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Yama, you have disadvantage on this.
Oh, that's a 4.
A 4? Okay. And Karu got a 13. Okay. All right. Karu, you realize pretty quickly this is an illusion of some kind. You can feel wind in your hair and things like that, but, you know, like, this isn't... There are little things that are off. You can you look up and you see that you can kind of almost see the edges of the illusion in some areas. That is not what water looks like when it's rushing up to you from thousands and thousands of feet in the air. You laugh as you know, you realize it's not scary. You're like, yeah, woo! Or whatever reaction you would like to have. In fact, so much so that, you've got one success, so mark that down. Yama, you get one failure, as you're convinced that, like, you're falling, you're gonna die. Even at some point, the minecart kind of gets flipped upside down. You just kind of do a barrel roll through the air, and then go back to plummeting again. And yeah, how does Yama express his fear?
So his arms were like up before and he was like enjoying it. And I think his like, as the like track dropped away, his hands went down to like the oh shit bar that I'm sure they're like strapped in with. And he was just like completely shut down. He's like,
Is there any, like, would Karu at any point, like, notice this? Like, I feel like Karu is like enjoying it, and then maybe he'd turn around to see how Yama's doing, and he sees Yama just in that like
white knuckled.
Yeah, like I want to run away, but I can't run away, so I'm just gonna yeah. And I think Karu maybe sees that and he's just like, oh, and like I hate to always use this. You get like a little tentacle on your hand and it squeezes, and Karu's like, it's not real, Yama. It's not real. We're
gonna die. We're gonna die.
It's like the Hall of Mirrors all over again. It's just an illusion. It's all good. You're okay.
As you're saying that, you hear like on the horizon, and a giant rock is flying towards the carts, the mine carts that you're in, and swoops up and grabs you. You hear someone in the cart behind you just scream, "No, God!" And it just starts having sort of a mental breakdown. I'm going to need you both to make wisdom saving throws again. This time, just straight up and down ones.
I wish I had Laurel's wisdom right now. That +8.
Now remember, you do have that bardic inspiration. You don't have to blow it on this by any means. And you also have 2 regular inspirations in the pool, thanks to people who have subscribed to the channel. So
I'm gonna use my bardic.
The boys are away. Burn up the party's inspiration as much as you want.
Yes.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I got a 1. 8.
This time, Karu, potentially because whilst this isn't your, exactly your fear, it is probably stooped in reality a fair bit, right? Like giant birds lifting sea creatures out of the water, fish, sea elves, potentially often prey to these kind of flying creatures. And so you panic a little bit. As you're telling Yama, like, it's okay. Yama, you kind of snap out of it. You're like, oh yeah, of course. Like, it's just an illusion. And then that tentacle that's kind of patting you and kind of going like, yeah, goes ultra tight.
yeah. And Karu's just staring at the bird, and he's like, it's just in a, oh fuck, oh god. And he's like, but this is why we never get too close to the surface of the water. Like, he's just panicking.
Yep. All right, so 1 failure, 1 success for each of you. As the bird is sort of taking you back up to what looks like its nest of some kind, the minecart's kind of dropped and lands in the jungle. Actually, no, you're dropped above the sea, and as you're falling again, feeling the rush, Yama, you feel the rush. You actually see the sea is developing a massive whirlpool, and it splits. You sort of almost see into the deepness of the ocean itself. The whirlpool, it creates this elongated funnel down into the depths, and you start seeing tentacles reaching up out of the whirlpool, and in the center of the whirlpool itself, a beak opening wide to swallow the minecart as it falls in. It is a kraken. So I'm going to need
I believe it's pronounced kraken.
A kraken, sorry. I'm going to need you to make wisdom saving throws. Karu, you have disadvantage on this one.
Disadvantage, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Can I use a team inspo?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Thank God, 16.
All right.
What? It didn't. Hang on, it rolled in D&D.
That's right. Just tell me the result.
Oh, I can't read these dice. A 12.
Got a 12.
Yeah.
12 total?
Like, yeah, with disadvantage. Yeah.
Oh, okay. 12 total is just enough. So you both succeed thanks to the inspiration you burnt there. Yama, you're able to get out of it, and Karu, it's a near run thing. At sort of the last second, you realize that this is not a real kraken as you kind of look into its gloomy depths within its beak, and so you're maybe still cold sweats. But perhaps not the full terror gripping you as you plunge into the water itself and into the beak of the kraken. Its tentacles grabbing hold and driving you into its maw. But then you land in sort of in a jungle, much like the one you just came from, in the interior of some kind of island, and you hear kind of a bit of laughing. And giggling, and out the corner of or approaching the minecart, as you're all kind of sitting there, you're slowly making your way through this jungle as if on track again, is a sort of a hunched over figure with long grey wavy hair, a big grin, a pot belly, and weird kind of gaunt legs. And it approaches, and you hear screams of terror from one of the patrons behind you. I'm going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, God.
20. Oh, gosh, no.
It looks like this.
Oh, I hate it.
Oh, what is...
And one of the people behind you yells, "It's the Tambalossos! Oh, get away! And he's almost trying to climb out of the minecart and get away from everything as it, the carts kind of move towards it as it shuffles closer and closer towards you, as it starts laughing, and it's laughing so hard that its wide lips start opening up to cover its eyes.
I think Karu is screaming, "It's just an illusion! It's just an illusion!" But he's like climbed out of his seat, and he's like basically like crawling over Yama to get like sit behind Yama, because Yama's just like, "Oh yes, it's an illusion," and Karu's like, "Yeah, it's just an illusion," but like he doesn't believe what he said, but he knows that prior there have been illusions, so like his brain at least understands that, but like he's still essentially trying to hide.
Yama's just like maybe like patting him, like they're there.
Yeah.
And yes, this creature has a giant dong wrapped in bandages.
I was going to ask.
That drags in front of it. And yes, is a real creature is a real mythical creature that someone sent to me the other day, and is now included in this game for you to encounter in the wild.
Oh no!
Does it get 3 attacks, 2 claws, 1 dog? Like,
well, like a kangaroo,
attack is to impregnate Sorn or something.
Well, you know how kangaroos can like get up on their tail to kick you. This guy can get up on the dong to.
Oh my god! Horrific.
Cool. All right. So that's what's your scores now? I think 3 failures for Karu. Is that right? Or 2? Yeah. And 1 failure for Yama. After that, you have another, journeying through the jungle, and you end up entering a what looks almost like a love tunnel. That's kind of the waterway. There's sort of a tunnel around you, but reaching out from all the edges are just pixies dressed in sort of clown makeup. Reaching out towards the car, and you hear someone else behind you. Oh my god, they're coming for me! I need you to make another wisdom saving throw, please.
Another 16.
Was it a 13 from Karu? Yep, cool. Yes. You both realize that these are illusions. These aren't real. And eventually you feel the click, 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 and you return You're sort of on the rails again. You come out of the tunnel, and you're back in the Witchlight Carnival, in the room that we can see in front of us. The of the surface again. Looking around, you see the regular carnival around you. You hear the music, and you look back, and you've only travelled about sort of 10 feet through the dragon. And out the other side, and then it sort of comes to the ride comes to a stop, and you're all let out, perhaps a little bit shakily. Now, Karu, because you failed 3 saving throws, I need you to roll a d8 for me, please.
Oh no! So many d8s, so much anxiety. An 8.
Oh. Great. For the next 8 days, you will have nightmares. Whenever you try and sleep, or whenever you try and have a long rest. And it's... I'm going to tell you now, because it's going to... you're going to need to remember this. You're going to have to make, essentially, wisdom saving throws every time you try and attempt to take a long rest. And if you fail, you're going to gain levels of exhaustion, because you're not going to get a good night's sleep.
Fuck. Yeah, no, I knew where that was going. That was 8 days, you said?
Yeah.
And it's a wisdom saving throw before or after?
After you finish a long rest. So you'll still get the long rest, but you will...
gain a point of exhaustion, potentially, yeah.
I've just sent it to you so that you can keep track of it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Amazing. I'm, trying to take notes.
It's actually... You will gain 1d3 levels of exhaustion. So
I've only... Yeah, I've only ever, seen games where people get at most, 3 points of exhaustion. So I don't know what happens after that.
I think 5 kills you.
Yeah, I feel like it's bad.
Yeah. Hopefully there's some sleepy time ginseng tea that Yama can hit you up with to maybe help the night terrors.
He can just hit you over the head with the flat of his blade.
just every night, everyone just knocks me unconscious. Done.
It'll be fine. We got you.
Cool. All right. Back in the carnival, you finished the mystery mine.
Karu turns to... There you go.
Oh, we've found no mystery.
I think the mystery is, why did they design that ride? That was so bad.
What a terrible, terrible place.
I'm all for adrenaline rushes, but that I don't feel like I'm gonna recover from that for a little bit.
They have to throw us off a perfectly good ride, free falling through the sky.
Why the Kraken? Why? Why? I don't. And Karu just turns and looks at the dude that let him in, and he's just like, why? Why would you do that to us? Where do you want to? Do you want to get something to eat? Maybe we should stay away from the rides for a little bit.
Yeah, we could play some games.
Yeah, let's not do a ride.
Yeah, surely nothing will go wrong if we play a game.
Yeah. Let's go find those games.
All right. So you head up to the games area. There's games kind of all over the place. We'll say that. Yeah. Where are we? All right. So there's a number of different carnival games in the small stalls. There's lots of small stalls, each run by a Witchlight hand. And as you walk past, you see some of them selling sweet snacks, drinks. You can actually get for a ticket punch, you can get a snack served on a large flower petal, or a beverage served in a fist-sized snail shell. So there's blue frosted cupcakes. You see some people walking around with candied apples on sticks. You see sort of plate-sized cookies dusted with particles of fairy dragon euphoria or fairy dragon gas. There's sort of sweet non-alcoholic wines, fairy bell nectar, pixie tarts, which is like a little powdered candy in a little cup. sugar glazed button mushrooms, and tree sap lollipops. So you see that for sort of the food and drink offering. For the games, there is the Almirage Ring Toss, Catch the Dragon by the Tail, the Gnome Poetry Contest, Goblin Wrestling, Guess the Number of Feathers, and Outstare the Cyclops.
I mean, definitely not the gnome talking thing.
We're out for poetry and riddles now. Word games now.
That's not So we can outstare a cyclops.
I think we could outstare a cyclops.
It seems like a low level sort of like expenditure of energy. Yeah.
It'll calm us down to just be looking at one eyeball.
Really? Is that calming?
Well, it's something that I'm familiar with, at least.
Karu's just like sort of flashing to like krakens with one eye, like staring up from like the depths. He's like,
"Oh, okay."
Like he doesn't tell you that. That's why he's just like, "Really?" I mean, maybe it'll help. Maybe it'll help. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's stare at a cyclops.
All right. So you walk past this sort of a ringed off area with a big old cyclops sitting in it, and there's someone at the front. Step up! What do you do when the eye of the cyclops falls upon you? You stare right back if you got the stamina. Oh yes, you sir. You look right up. Are you ready to outstare the cyclops? Which of you fine young lads is ready to take on the champ?
Who's the champ? Oh, the Cyclops.
Cyclops, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
bring it on. I'm up for the challenge.
Yeah, he's got it. This guy right here got it. Yeah, you got it, Yama.
All right.
Yeah. Eye drops, just,
Okay, so... you have to wait a little bit. There's like a little kid in there staring up at the Cyclops, and you see the Cyclops blink, and the kid is like, "Yeah, woo!" and like goes over and he gets handed like a little box with a prize in it. And the little kid, she's like, yeah, woo! I outstare the Cyclops. And she kind of walks off, and the promoter out the front is like, well, yes, you fine lad. Come in, you've got the stamina. Come on in and outstare the Cyclops. And walks you into the ring, and you begin staring up at the Cyclops. It's first to blink loses. I need you to make a DC 14 Constitution check, please.
Oh, I got this in the bag. Come on. Oh, natty 14. Yes.
I'm just checking. This does require a ticket punch. Sorry, I am going to have to stipulate that.
Okay.
Attempting the game does require a ticket punch as well.
I'm down 4.
Cool. All right. So you're staring up. What is the look on Yama's face as he's kind of out? He's trying to psych out this Cyclops.
Sorry, I missed that, Dan. You just cut out in the middle there.
Oh, but it was such good wordplay. What do you do to psych out the Cyclops? What is the look on Yama's face? Like, paint me a word picture.
Yeah, maybe he's like doing some like. And he's like flexing and he's just being manly.
Very good. And the Cyclops is trying to sit there just sort of staring you in the eyes. And then he sort of has to blink as you get the good flex going. And
then he chucks in like a quick like chicken wing flap or something to really like throw him off.
Yeah, and the Cyclops blinks, and the crowd kind of cheers at you, and you go over to the person running the stall, and they offer you a prize. Roll a D8 for me, please.
D8, bing. Look, 5? Oh, 7.
7. He gives you a little cuddly toy spider.
Cool.
And as an action, you can stroke the spider to gain the benefit of the spider climb spell that lasts for an hour. Once used, the toy will turn into a real spider and crawl away.
That's dope. That's so cool.
Whoa.
Whoops, sorry. I had time selected. My bad.
Other time. Cool.
Cool. All right. Karu, are you looking at any of these carnival games?
Yeah, so I've seen Yama just like nail that. His car is like, I haven't got that's not for me. So he's kind of like, there's like a ring toss. Sorry, would you mind going through what?
Yep, sure
was
thing.
again?
So there's a ring toss that you definitely think is potentially do it. It's the Al Mirage ring toss. Catch the dragon by the tail. Gnome poetry contest. Goblin wrestling. Guess the number of feathers and outstare the Cyclops.
I think Karu's interested in the ring toss
Okay.
out of all of that.
Yeah, so you walk up to one of the stalls, and there's, it's all set up. There's a sort of little wooden rabbit with a unicorn horn on it.
So cute.
And
It's so cute.
And the Witchlight hand out the front is like, the Al Mirage is no mirage. Adorn its horn with 2 or 3 rings to win a prize. And he says, you, sir, you look like you're ready to win a prize. You've got get 2 or 3 rings on the horn of the Al Mirage, and you'll be walking home with a prize. When a young lad like you could take it home to their bay, they'll show off your prowess, perhaps. So for a punch of your ticket. You get to attempt to throw these rings. Now, you toss 3 rings. Tossing a ring requires a successful DC 17 dexterity check. I'll accept a dexterity saving throw. 2 successful tosses will get you 1 roll on the carnival prizes. 3 successes gets 2 rolls on the table.
DC 17. All right. Yeah, okay. Karu kind of like, spins them on the tentacles to sort of like get himself in the zone. And then while 2 of them are still spinning on one tentacle, he attempts to flick the other one.
Cool.
So Dex save.
Love it.
I'll do that. Oh, sweet. 22.
First one neatly goes straight down. It's swooshed. It doesn't even sort of wrap around the horn or anything. It just drops straight on.
Yeah, all right. Karu's like, yeah. And so, like, the spinning gets a bit faster on the 2.
Yeah, Yama's like hyping him up in the
and then, like, the tentacle, like, grabs it, still spinning it, and then he, like, again. Oh, he's definitely been a bit too showy, I think. But, 17.
17, just enough. See, prizes. We got one. Can he get another?
I think because like it just made it, I think it kind of maybe caught on the horn before it like slipped down. So Karu's like, whoa, yeah, okay, yeah. And like Yaba's behind him, like, woo, woo, woo. And then Karu's like, yeah, no, all right, hang on, okay, I gotta think. And he stops spinning and he's like, all right, I gotta.
Serious business.
Yeah, this is serious business now. And he throws again. Oh, and he gets it.
Prizes. Little, the Al Mirage, as the 3rd ring gets on top of its horn, turns real and kind of like bounds off down into one of the corners and disappears. You get to roll 2d8, please.
Sorry. A 1. Far out.
You wanted that 1 for the exhaustion thing.
Yeah. And an 8.
1 and an 8.
Okay, you also get a little... Oh, wait, no, was the spider 7? Hold on, I just turned away from
Spider
that.
was a 7.
Spider was a 7, my bad. You don't get a spider, you get... So you get a glove puppet in the shape of a wizard. As an action, you can move the puppet's arms to cast the minor illusion cantrip. And after 3 uses, the puppet disappears in a puff of smoke.
So cool.
So it's like a little glove puppet that you can put on one of your tentacles, I'll say, as well.
You're a wizard, Karu.
3 uses. Sweet.
The other thing you get is you get a little trinket that I've got to put in. Got to work out. You get to roll yet another dice. Where's this? Trinkets table. Okay, roll a D100 for me, please.
Mm. An 11.
Cool. An 11. You get a crystal orb that allows an elf who holds it to sleep.
Oh, well, sorry. An elf what?
A crystal orb that allows an elf who holds it to fall asleep.
What?
Wow. I mean, I don't know any elves, but...
Hide that shit from Sorn.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Oh, well, actually, maybe he'd like it.
He's a drow, right? So, like, he...
And he's been calling himself the Dream King or something lately, hasn't he? Dream Prince, Dream Punk,
Yeah.
The dream punk.
Maybe he... Oh, well, I'm sure he'd be curious. Not like I can do anything with it. It's kind of cool, though.
It's pretty cool.
He's just juggling it.
Because from memory, Karu does sleep, doesn't he?
Yes.
But perhaps upon a time he didn't. And he just meditated.
Maybe.
But something that's, happened to him more... In his more recent life, he has the capability of sleeping.
Yes. Yeah, he's fine now.
He's fine. He's normal now.
No.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So you hear a toll of a bell, and it says 1 hour to go to the big top extravaganza. Get your food, get your drink, do what you gotta do. The big top opens in 1 hour.
Oh, yes.
Excellent. Do you reckon we have time for one more thing? I think we do.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
As you
Something
walk
catch
past
your eye?
one of the areas, you hear, sound the chime, it's time to rhyme. You bring the poem, we'll bring the gnome. Come to the gnome poetry contest.
Oh god, no.
It's
like, and like it's just like a visceral reaction from the two of us. Like no.
No. We're like just shy of like flipping the gnome off.
yeah. Just like, He's just like, what? It's just poetry. Like I'm gnome.
Yeah. And you're sort of doing a lap around one of the areas, and you also hear, strong folks, test your mettle in a goblin wrestle.
Goblin wrestling. I'm not particularly strong.
Yeah, I think I've wrestled enough goblins in my time.
Fair enough. Well, we could always take a nice scenic gondola swan.
Oh, yeah.
Or you didn't seem too keen on flying through the air, so I'm not going to suggest the dragonfly rides. That's fair.
I appreciate that.
The dragonflies, I'm just going to check because it might be relevant. Where is this? I think the dragonflies don't go that high up, but I could be wrong. Dragon. Oh yeah, no, they go over. They at least go overhead. They don't go super high, but they definitely go overhead. You can see people flying around in the corner of the area. These kind of lily pads that are being used as landing platforms as the dragonflies come in and alight their passengers.
Well, we can do it if you want to.
Look, it's I have had my moment in the sky today.
Okay.
You don't have to do it. Yeah, no. I did suggest we can go and check out the lake. There's a little lake over there. There's the feasting orchard if you want to try and get something to eat. Yeah. Whatever. I don't mind. You make pick.
Well, let's go to the lake. I'm pretty curious. There's a big thing in the middle.
There is a big thing in the middle, yeah.
As you pass the lost property area, I'm just going to say you see a large feline creature covered in midnight blue fur. It has a pair of tentacles extending from its shoulders and wears fake butterfly wings. Hanging from its collar is a small wooden keg, and the creature is roughhousing with two young boys. It's kind of using its tentacles to move them around and kind of it's almost like teasing them like you would a cat with a piece of cloth.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's very cool.
But yeah, you don't have to go there. You just continue on, just seeing some cool shit.
I think seeing another creature with two tentacles coming out of its shoulders, Karu's immediately just like...
Yeah, even Yama's curious about that.
Yeah, he's like toothless in that third How to Train Your Dragon movie. He's just like hopping over there with his two tentacles because he wants to play as well. So he's like, wow, I've never seen this before.
As you get closer, you see that one of there's two young boys. One of them squeals, "Again, Durla, again!" while the other hangs on to the creature's neck. Give me a nature check, both of you, please.
Oh, I'm great at nature. That's not too bad, 15.
We're in Fae, right? So I can roll with advantage because I have advantage about that.
Do you have advantage while in the Fae or against?
Advantage to recall information about Fae, fiends, or undead.
Cool.
This is not any of those things.
Ooh, well then I will just normal roll. 19.
Great, anyway.
With a 15, I think you probably still know as well. This isn't just any kind of cat. This is a displacer beast.
A what?
A displacer beast. It's sort of a monstrosity cat. It's got sort of tentacles, and it can almost it can display an illusion of itself if it doesn't want to be hit, which makes it harder to know where it's going to be at any point in time. They make excellent kind of hunters. I was going to say Sorn and Pauly would have seen one of these kind of things before, but not you guys. So this beast though seems to be sort of playing with these two young boys, and it looks up to as you each approach. It kind of looks at you, Karu, and in Elvish, it says, where is it? Blessings be upon you, Water One.
Karu like back in Elvish without even realizing. He's like, and to you. And then he goes to say, how did you know I'm from the water? And then he's like, I suppose this kind of gives it away. You know, why do you have tentacles?
I was born with them. I was raised in the summer courts, and I have my race is born with these tentacles. Are you not?
No. These were put on me. Essentially.
He says, well, it only looks like an improvement, I can say. As he uses his tentacles. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I get nothing from this. Okay. So as they, dangle their tentacles with the children kind of tackle the tentacles and are lifted up by them and so on.
Cool. I think Karu's just like, well, you look pretty cool with yours too. I don't know. And then he just like turns back to Yama. He's like, it's a cat with tentacles. Ah, it's so cool.
He says, where are my manners? I am Dirlagarun. And he says, welcome to the lost and found. I'm looking after these children while their mother goes to fetch something. They are not lost.
Fair enough. Well, I'm Karu, and then he breaks back out of Elvish because he kind of realizes, and he's like, oh, Yama, this is, and I did not catch that name.
Dirlagarun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Dilago. This is Yama, my friend.
Dirlagarun.
Dilago. That's such a cool name.
It is a cool name.
Yeah.
Do you know each other?
No. We just both have tentacles, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah. Kind of cool.
Well met.
The displacer beast kind of doesn't nod its head at you, but kind of closes its eyes and then opens them again at you.
Sorry, you cut out just as you went to say that. Yeah.
The displacer beast just kind of closes its eyes and then opens them again contentedly at you.
Okay.
And he says, many things go in common. Many things go missing in the Witchlight Carnival. Some of them never come back, but some of them are here at the Lost and Found. Have you lost something?
No, we haven't. We were just walking past, but have you ever had... And he kind of looks at Yama, and he's like, have you ever had people go missing at this carnival?
Kind of looks and says, well, sometimes people wander off, children. That's why I'm looking after these two. They need to be cared for. My own cub wandered off once. She never came back. So, yes, people do go missing.
Have you seen a girl wearing a mask, a pig mask, around? We've lost one.
No. Pig masks, I don't think, are one of the face paints or masks that we offer here. I've not seen a child wearing those. But if you perhaps speak with the other staff, they tend to hang out behind the big top when they're not working. They may know more.
Well, maybe Karu, we can go past before the big show.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they know something. Well, it was good to meet you, fellow tentacled one.
As you're saying that, the older of the two boys picks up a mirrored bowl from the lost property wagon, and in this creature has been Delagon has been very gentle with these young cubs, these young boys so far, but in sort of a rare moment of anger, Delagon snatches the ball back with a snarl and a flick of its tentacle, and the little boy kind of sits there stunned and then cries out and dashes away in fright. And then after a moment of worry on the displacer beast looks like it's about to get up and then kind of looks back at the other small boy and says, please, can you go get Vero? I can't leave the other one. I can't leave the other one alone.
You want us to go get that kid?
Yes, please. I didn't mean to scare him.
Oh, we can do that.
Yeah. Yes, we have time.
I guess we go off where the kid ran.
Cool. All right.
Go in that direction.
How do you want to try and track this kid down?
You seem to be a lot better at noticing things. Maybe you could.
Yeah, Yama's maybe gonna look for. He's small, right? So he's just gonna look for maybe more like people. Bento, come on. Just having a 2-hour drink of water. He's gonna look for like adults, like being pushed aside or something like that. So maybe like a perception to.
Yeah. Give me a perception check. I need a DC 15.
Yeah, that ain't it. That ain't it.
You spend a good 10 minutes looking for the child without success, but you can try again.
Maybe Karu would be investigating the ground for like little footprints or anything like that, just in the general direction. When Yama kind of signifies that no, he can't see the crowds moving.
Yeah. What do you want to make that? Are we talking investigation?
Yeah, I would say so. Like he's actively like attempting to investigate. Just a normal roll, guys. 21.
Yeah, cool. So it takes that first 10 minutes is unsuccessful, but in the next couple of minutes you find Vero, the young boy. He's over near one of the food carts, trying to get some sweets, and without too much convincing, he kind of comes with you back to the lost and found if you want to take him there.
I think Karu has the kid's quite small, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Karu, maybe after a little bit of coaxing, when they get back to the lost and found, he's actually swinging the kid with his 2 tentacles and just getting like wider and wider swings like as he's going.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yama also has the sweetie candy from Mama's Ideco still. So maybe he just plies the child with that too. To keep him calm and quiet.
Yeah, after a moment or so, I mean, this kid is literally eating out of the palm of your hand. You could absolutely kidnap this child and call it as an Amber Alert if you wanted to.
With candy.
You bring back Vero to De Lagron and Alwyn, and the Displacer Beast is noticeably grateful. And they say, thank you. Children need to be protected and nurtured. You have to nurture the young because they are the bright lights of tomorrow. I got angry as that mirror ball was the favorite toy of my little star. And
yeah, we are sorry for your loss, and we do understand the pain. I have too lost a child, though not in the way that you have lost yours, but it does hurt one's soul just the same.
Yes, I hope to see them again someday. I hope they'll return. They'll just walk back through those gates, but the way the carnival moves about, it's unlikely.
I believe they will come to you. I'm sure they will find a way.
Well, if you see any Displacer Beasts, young, headstrong, adventurous Displacer Beasts in your travels, tell my star to come home.
What's their name?
Star.
Oh, it is Star? Okay. Thought that was a term of endearment. My bad.
It's just you had such a cool long name. I did.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it doesn't really line up with the family.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, should we go ask some questions at the big top? Or do you think they're ready to start the show by now?
The Displacer Beast looks up and says, "Oh, yeah, they're probably about to start the show in the next half hour, so they might not want to talk to you now." as they'll be doing their final preparations and getting ready. But you have a bit of time, perhaps, before, if you want to go catch the show, you have a little bit of time before you have to go. Or you just go early and get a good seat.
I mean, Yama, like, we could go talk to the staff, or like maybe you could like tell me about your child. You haven't talked about them before, if you want to.
I do not mind sharing. It is just it brings me sadness because as with the Displacer piece, they were left behind, right? The child was lost. But in my case, I am the one who left my child behind. Though at the time it did seem the best choice and what my son wanted. But there's not a day that goes by where I don't regret leaving him in the grips of my brother. I do miss him. And I've, like I said, made many mistakes.
What was your son's name?
Oh shit.
His name is Cait. Remember to fill this out later. Huh.
His name is blank.
Oh my god.
Yes. Yes.
I would
His
also
name is
like to
blank.
know because may be important later in the campaign to revisit that.
I'll come up with one.
Okay, well,
Assume that Yama tells you his name.
Yeah, okay. 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 Fuck. Karu's just like, that's a strong name.
Thank you.
Sorry. I wasn't expecting it to be I haven't got a name yet. Oh my god. Okay,
Yes,
so
a strong name for a strong man. He is a strong man.
So what's brilliant is I have on Yama's character page on World Anvil, I have known as the Immovable Mountain for his ability to hold the Red Crag under siege for 2 full years until the Warlord Bishu was able to bring the bulk of the Red Army forces to break the siege. But yet, yeah,
Amazing.
I have no... so I know your brother's name.
Oh, what's my brother's name again?
I have here the Warlord Bishu.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's a good name.
you're like, I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, I am writing that down.
It's so funny because the first thing I always do when I'm writing backstories is like, oh god, everyone needs a name.
Oh, I'm so terrible with names. I'm like, I'll know what they look like in my head. And his name is Tamith. Yeah.
I mean,
Tamith.
you've already named your... What is it, your dog, Bento? We've got Katsu. We've got a lot of Japanese names to choose from, which is, I assume, what the Hobgoblin stuff is based on. But
So his name is Tempura.
yeah,
God.
Little Tempe.
Little Tempe, yes. His name is Tempura, and I always refer to him endearingly as Little Tempe, and wow, as a strong martial goblin, I can assure you he did not enjoy the name. He was quite embarrassed of me, and he was very taken with my brother, and he definitely gravitated towards him in personality and traits, and yes, we just we drifted apart. We did.
I mean, you know, you weren't wrong to think that him being with your brother was going to be something you would regret. I mean, he's your brother. I would trust my brother with everything.
My brother is not like others. He is the warlord of our tribe. He conquers and he rapes and he pillages and he takes what is not his, and He's always thirsting for more, and he is very vicious and quick to anger, and it was not something that I wanted my son to be around and to be exposed to, and of course I grew up the same as my brother, but never quite fit in as well as he did. But my son is another thing entirely, and he fit in flawlessly, as if he was made exactly that way, cut from the same cloth. And it hurt me to see him like that, so I left. And I regret it.
Could you, I feel like as we're having this discussion, we've like gone and maybe we've gotten a seat in the big top to just, and we've got like solemnly eating popcorn as we discuss little Tempe. Have to, don't do that. I think, and so Karu's just like, would you go back?
I definitely for one would not be welcomed. My brother and I have definitely crossed the line into enemies. In fact, he sent a search party, found me just before I came aboard the Captain Pauly's ship and met with him and Sorn, and they helped fend them off. And they took me in, and I'm quite happy here with them. I would love to see my son again. I would love for him to wake up and realize the terrible villain that he has become. But yes, I think it is all simply wishes and the longings of an old man.
The solemn, heartfelt discussion you two are having is somewhat undercut by, like, the big acts haven't started, but there's still like small acts going on in the big top just for people who are like coming in early, and there's a troop of 8 clowns who keep launching themselves from a magic cannon and like falling into each other, and like, you know, one gets up and dusts himself off and then gets hit by another. Not to undercut your moment, I just thought it was very funny. I rolled on the table.
It sounds great.
That's fucking great. This heartfelt moment, and just
and we're probably hearing this like pop. Pop.
And the crash of cymbals and stuff. Like there's a bit of a band, like, you know, playing it. One of the clowns is like, as like another clown just pours whitewash into his trousers and he has to wander around, gets hit by a cream pie.
I love this scene.
It's so chaotic.
Oh my god.
Cool. Sorry to cut in. I just thought.
No, you're right. I'm sure our the conversation wanes as we get very distracted by this chaos and overstimulation.
Well, after a few minutes of that, and the discussion comes to sort of a natural close, the lights go down in the big tent, and you hear a gentleman in sort of a big cloak, big suit and hat, with grey skin, a top hat, walks out with a cane, and there's sort of a bit of a cheer and a bit of a clapping from the audience, and he is followed by another figure in motley, who says, "Welcome to the Witchlight Show. So what brings you here? Are you hoping for some laughs, or do you crave the taste of fear? Be jolly, by golly, it's all in good fun. We've got something in here for everyone. Welcome to the Witchlight Show. I didn't get your name. Don't you tire of uninspired life where each week feels the same? We've got monsters and mages and dreams that come true, and a direct link to the realms clinging on the borders of this plane, at the limits of what your senses can perceive. Welcome to the Witchlight Show. There's no need to fret, because there's more where all that came from, and you ain't seen nothing yet. Yes, it's thrilling and fulfilling when you're out on the edge. The vow to entertain is our sacred pledge. See the dancing pixies make a promise. Sell your soul. Give us all the loot you've gathered while you try to fill that hole. Eat a mushroom, fly in a broom, watch the dead flowers in full bloom. Know that courting the unseelie court's a path to certain doom. And here's a winged displacer beast. Do all as I say. Here's a map to there and back, and here's a scroll for Conjure Fey. It's a curtain call, one last bow. Come, strike up the band! And the band starts playing. Music, people flipping, performers doing trapeze and going past. The hourglass is ticking and the clock is out of sand. Come along with me to Wonderland. It's almost time. A magic missing mirror world outside of time. Trickery's reality and chaos is sublime. Take a trip to Wonderland. Now is the time. Come along with me to Wonderland. It's almost time. A magic missing mirror world outside of time. Take a trip to Wonderland. You know, it wasn't always like this. Not very long ago, far across the plains, we ruled in the Shadowfell, now we hold the reins. To this carnival, remarkable, the legends are true. We stayed our hands and roamed the lands searching for you. You, impossible you, as old as gone far away now, it's just us two, and we've done all the things people asked us to. Now look at you, oh look at you, you unstoppable lovable. Defy the fates, Prismere awaits, time to all come through. And if you stick together, who knows what you'll do? It was always our dream to see you rise as a team. Come along with me to Wonderland, it's almost time. And trickery's reality and chaos is sublime. And at that, you know, there's fireworks and more people come flipping out of the sides. As different acts begin to start up at the carnival. Oh, sorry, under the big top.
I think Karu leans into Yama and he's like, I really don't like the rhyming. Like, I don't like it because I wish I could do it.
I just feel like an idiot when I'm listening to them. Like, it's
like
taking all... I can't follow along.
No, I'm like, how did you figure out those two words would work like that? Yeah. I can't.
So the lithe elven figure sitting in a silver hoop suspended up above the center ring by silk ropes. The elf wears a dazzling suit of diamond pane mirrors and a pair of butterfly wings. His scepter is topped with a spinning vane. Welcome, one and all, to this evening's extravaganza. I am Mr. Light. Prepare to be delighted. And he goes into sort of a trapeze act up in the rafters, and spins around. So there's the figure in the red and white motley, doing tricks with Mr. Light, acting as kind of a bit of a ringmaster. There's a bugbear with a pumpkin on his head that performs big feats of strength, lifting up pallets with people standing on them. There's a mermaid who serenades the audience from a clamshell bathing pool. And then the mime who you saw before outside the House of Illusions does silent games with audience members, whilst fairy dragons with bright streamers tied to their tails perform dazzling acts of synchronized flying. There's clowns, fire breathers, and so on. What are you two doing during this?
I'm feeling very overwhelmed.
Karu is particularly focused on the people up the, like, swinging around at the top. Yeah, wow. Wild.
Oh, that's great.
That's cool. Karu wants to do this the tricks up the top, so he's just like mesmerized by them, and like maybe he keeps yelling out, "Can I try that?" Like as they're like swinging across. Audience participation.
Yeah. So after sort of a half hour or so of different kinds of acts, Mr. Light, the one in Motley, kind of reaches out and you're yelling out like audience, like before the acts are finished, right? You're trying to
It's like the equivalent of those people at like concerts who wait until like the performers are like doing their like in between songs like tuning, and you just hear them "marry me." Like it's like that kind of obnoxious. I want to try. Like just.
So he sort of deflects your interruption as like, "Oh yes, you want to try? Well, wait your turn, young lad, and if you sit still, be quiet. We'll all be much glad."
And the Karu's just like, "Damn it, the rhyming." Okay.
Near the end of the show, Mr. Light walks around and asks if anyone would like to perform their own acts for the crowd. So you put up
I kick people out of the way. I'm just like, I'm at the front. I'm like, I want to go up there. Can I go up there?
He says, "Oh, we've got a brave one. I hope you're not afraid of heights and get stunned. Head on up into the rafters."
Eagerly, tentacles are swinging.
Don't let everyone in Twitch chat die of laughter.
Use your team inspiration.
Might have to. See what happens.
Gotta show
off. Cool. So you climb the rope up into the... Now, are you looking for the trapeze? Are you looking for the ring? Are you doing like the two silk... the two silk ribbons that come down that you can hold yourself between? Like, what kind of aerial acrobatics is Karu doing?
I think he actually really liked the trapeze thing, but he will go for whatever is up there. So like maybe if it's like the two silks, maybe he just kind of launches himself onto them from really high up, and then just proceeds to like wraps the two tentacles around them and just like kind of like does that like sort of monkey swinging thing, and he's just kind of like trying to swing himself around the big top on these two silks.
Yeah.
And like, sort of like doing that thing where like you kind of like lean back so that you're upside down as you're doing it. So like the mohawk is just flying. I would say that's what he's doing.
Cool. So give me a solid acrobatics check here. I want to see something good. It's gonna be tough.
Can I use some inspiration? Absolutely.
I think that's gonna be the last one. It's in the pool of inspirations.
The other two aren't here. They can't do anything about it. It's just another roll, right?
Yeah.
Much better.
21.
So describe to me what that initial failing looks like, and then how you turn it into a success.
I'd say the initial failing is like, because what I imagine is he's climbed up onto one of those like high platforms, and the silks are actually a little bit way out, and so he launches himself to the silks, but he actually slips down quite a ways. Mm-hmm. And you can tell there's a bit of a frantic shit. In fact, you probably hear him say that.
Yeah.
As he's trying to like grasp it, and then he sort of like stops himself by frantically wrapping the tentacles so that it's almost, the silks are almost like a ball in his hands and tentacles. And then once he's like, whew, all right, he unravels and he like scrambles back up to it. And then he starts to do that thing where he's like swinging it round in a circle. He's like flipping himself upside down. He's like doing little like tumbles. Maybe he's doing like Pratt like joke falls where he like loosens his grip so he slips down really suddenly, but then he stops himself and then
Catches
goes
with
back up.
You think he's like dropped from the hand holding, but then catches with the tentacle.
Yeah, exactly. Like it looks like he like lost his grip. He's like, oh shit, he's falling, and then he stops and he's just like, and he just goes back up and he just keeps doing that.
Yeah, brilliant. Cool. All right. The crowd cheering, roaring to some other people who are doing sort of like juggling displays. You know, they don't seem to be getting as much attention as you. Let me see if I can. Yeah, yours is definitely the best one on display. Easily, especially after that initial kind of what looked like a flub, and there was a bit of the but you've turned it around, and so they've like, oh yes, it's the flying Graysons.
It's a flying squid.
That's right. So you perform. Yama, what are you doing during all this? You're just watching on.
No, maybe he's curious about what the bugbear was lifting, and maybe if there's like a trick to it. Can he like wander over and see if he can lift something?
Yep. So you head on over to.
Oh my god, he's so cute! I love it. With
Burley
the squirrel.
Bugbear. And there's also Thaco the clown. Or Thaco, depending on how you like to pronounce it.
I like Thaco.
Yeah, Thaco.
He looks like a Thaco. He looks like he's got like a real heavy like city accent or something like that.
And there's a mermaid in a bowl that pops up and sings.
The art is so great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, so let me double check here.
Yeah, he's just like, he's sizing himself up against the bugbear and kind of like gives him like a manly nod, like, hey, what's up? And then just kind of like looks at what he's been lifting and he's like, gonna give it a go.
Yeah. So he kind of looks up at you and you see like the pumpkin helmet kind of slide a bit as he's trying to see you. Like he doesn't seem like he can see very well outside of this thing. But he definitely looks quite strong. What's your strength modifier?
6.
6. A plus 6 for strength. What's your strength? Oh, sorry. What's your strength total?
Oh, my total 16.
16. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably on par with this guy. He's probably a little bit stronger than you, though. You think?
Sorry, I missed that.
He's probably a little bit stronger than you when you size him up. And you can tell that this is a bugbear. This is a type of goblinoid.
Yeah, okay.
So you've seen guys like this before. Probably not dressed like this, but...
Yeah, but Yama has a little ego to him because he was, at the top of his army. He's the brother of the warlord, and he was the guy who kind of like trained all the men under him, He's it's hard to get rid of all that ego.
All right, well, let's see. He's lifting let's see. So are you attempting to lift something that he's lifted?
Yeah.
See if you can do it too.
I'm going to give it a go.
This is going to be an athletics check, but I need you to beat a 22.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Oh, no. So I got to roll a 14 or higher? Is that, no, 16 higher?
In the distance.
I rolled a 15!
Oh, no!
Damn it.
Oh, Karu was totally like yelling, "You got this, Yama!" As you're like,
damn it, somebody dropped bits in the chat.
give us another inspiration.
Yes, give me the D8.
Yeah.
Well, funnily enough, actually, NZ Yeezy did cheer 100 bits last week, but I think it's 1,000 to get an inspiration. So
1,000, no.
or maybe it's 100. I don't know. Oh, there you go. You got another 100. Yeah. Fireworks has just thrown in some bits. I'll give you
yes.
a D8 inspiration.
Yes, thank you.
Well,
got
you can't miss
in.
now. You can't miss. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a bit where you get like the big barbell up over your head and you're shaking to kind of get it there, and it looks like you're not going to hold. But then thanks to Karu yelling from up in the rafters, but also someone in the crowd, clearly Fireworks cheering you from the crowd, you're able to stick the landing and hold it strong. You make eye contact with the pumpkin-headed bugbear, who you can't tell if you're psyching him out because like you can't see his eye line because of the pumpkin carving, and you're able to throw that barbell down.
Yes. Yeah, and then he just kind of like he sees Karu up like above him in the silks, and he's like, yes.
Yeah, and upside down, Karu is like, yeah.
So good.
Very good. Whilst people are cheering and some other acts are going on and things like that, the bugbear comes over to you, Yama, and says that that was really good. You should for coming up and performing. That lets you should come and talk to Mr. Light after the show. Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, yeah, they'd love to have a chat with you. I bet that was a great.
I love to meet them. I really appreciate you, friend.
That was great. You and your friend up there. I think that did wonders for the mood around here. And so if you want to come and meet them after the show. We'll head back to the staff area, and so they lead you to sort of the back, behind the big top, and I think that's where we'll probably end this week.
Awesome.
That was fun.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, thanks for letting us just do whatever we wanted to do today.
Thanks for taking us to a carnival.
Yeah.
Make sure you get your Birdie Beetle show bags before you leave.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing better than the Birdie Beetle show bag.
So many birdie beetles. They last until the next show.
Yeah, thank you, Fireworks, obviously in the chat for those boons and buffs, and also
thanks for buffing me.
Thanks, it worked out really well. Thanks to you two for being good sports and just going along with the funness of the carnival.
Great.
And maybe next week the rest of the party will catch up with you, and they'll be able to spend some time, so the remaining couple of hours in the carnival as well. Because surely they'll have to come looking for you.
Yeah, they're like, what the fuck are those two gone?
Or
they went to get 3 creatures and just never came back.
You know what? The 3 creatures have actually made their way back. Like the 3 beasts just wandered back, and they're like, wait, what?
Yeah. Well, this also lets us, if Dylan and Timmy are also busy next week, we can just continue on with this story. So I think that'll be great. And yes, Fireworks, the song of Welcome to the Witchlight show was based off. I didn't write it. Full props to Reddit where I got it from, but it is based on the tune of Welcome to the Internet by Bo Burnham.
Huh. Nice.
So hope you enjoyed that. Cool. That's it from us. If you're watching this later, we do also have a couple of videos on the channel of the Fae riddles that we did last week. If you weren't here for that, you should definitely try test yourself out on those riddles. I know, Katie, you won't be because you don't like riddles. You're just not great at them.
Same.
It's not that I don't like them. I'm just bad at them. That's all. I love them. I just can't
it feels
work 'em
like
out.
athletics for my brain, and it just doesn't work that way.
Exactly.
Yeah, good. Good. All right, cool. Well, we'll end it there. Hopefully everyone had a really fun time, and we'll catch you all next week for some more Witchlight Carnival shenanigans.
Hells yeah.
Bye-bye.
Cool.